Hello and welcome to another actually nice spring day out here. I'm not going to say it's warm because there's a little bit of a chill in the air, but it's a lot better than it was last weekend when it was literally snowing.
Today we have some exciting work that we're doing with Appa, so we're going to get right into it. So because the weather has warmed up, the first thing we're going to be doing is switching off our winter tires and putting on our summer tires.
Hopefully it's not going to be too soon. We're being hopeful that there's no more snow in the forecast, at least none that require tires.
Additionally, we're actually putting these on with the intention to have them taken off again very shortly after, because we're getting new all-season tires to have on during the summer. So we do actually switch winter and summer to make sure we have the best traction, especially being up here in Western New York where we get a lot of snow. I'm kind of falling back and forth, so I'm gonna brace myself.
Basically today we're switching off of our snow tires, putting on our old regular tires, and then driving our van to get our new regular tires. So hopefully that'll make sense in a moment here.
Yep. We have our jack and our breakaway bar that we're going to use to get the car up in the air and the lug nuts off respectively. That wasn't super graceful. And that wheel is done.
Oh, here we go again, yeah. Oh, here we go again. Let's do it one more time, yeah. Oh, here we go again. Oh, 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 oh.
Sweating.
And we have to do this tire. We got the 4 tires off around the van, and by we I mean Mike totally did it. I just sat there and watched. But there's still a 5th tire that we have to get off, and it's from underneath our van. Now the spot where we can actually get the equipment to be able to take off the van is in the wall, and we specifically built our shelf to fit around it. Now don't tell my dad, but this is the first time that we're ever actually going to touch this tire. We haven't checked it before. We are getting a new one just in case we do have to use it in the future, but yeah, this will be the first time that we're figuring out how to get our spare tire out. So we have this wire shelf that just pops off. And I can put it up there, or Mike can hold it for me. And then back down here is where it was originally built into the wall. So we're just gonna take out the jack and figure out how to get our spare out. What the heck is that even showing?
I don't know. There's a dead fly next to it.
Yeah, I know. Our van's pretty dirty. No judging.
Okay, so this comes up.
Oh, yeah, there's a bug in there too. Okay, let's clean this.
Let me go get
quick.
the shop vac.
Okay, so take 2. There's not a big bug in there. Hopefully this works because it's pretty rusted. Alright, we thought of building our cabinet around the equipment so that way we would have access to the wall, but we didn't really think about having to use it. So now it's gonna be slow turns because it's gonna hit the bed if we do that. So it's gonna be a lot of little cranks, but honestly I'd rather have a bigger bed and do this tediously than having it any shorter. Is it lowering at all?
Yeah, you can see under the vehicle the wheel kind of coming down pretty noticeably with each go.
Are you just saying that to make me feel better?
No, take a look.
Oh, okay.
I told you. Will it just drop, or what is it?
I think it goes all the way down. I don't know, I've never done this before.
It is cool that it's a full-size wheel there. So it's not a donut, it actually comes with a full-size 5th wheel. With the new tires we're getting, we actually bought 5 to make sure that we did have enough that if we did need a spare, we'd be okay. You can see it's held on with like a cable. Now we'll just have to figure out how to get it out.
Is this almost done?
Yeah, it's on the ground.
Why didn't you tell me that?
I don't know. I don't know what to do with it now. Now what do we do?
Where's the owner's manual?
While we check into that, will take a second to figure out what we actually do with this tire once it's on the ground.
Okay, it says open the cap in the rear of the vehicle, did that. Turn the handle, did that. Detach the first cable by pulling the cap up and sliding it away from the wheel. Then turn the end of the cable so it fits through the slot and remove the cable and bracket. Okay. Why do I feel like I'm reading a clue off of the Amazing Race? And then I should be able to twist this out. I don't know. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yay!
And then the second cable. Oh, that one's tight. Detach the second cable by unscrewing the bolt. So do we have something to unscrew this bolt, because that is pretty rusty and it's not coming off. I'm glad that we're learning how to do this now on the side of the road in a real emergency. I think you might have to do this.
Alright, you wanna trade?
Because I can barely reach it and you have bigger hands.
What am I looking at?
Okay, there's a bolt behind.
This thing?
I already got that one off, so right behind that, to the right, you'll feel a bolt.
This thing?
Yeah, you gotta get that off. Yeah. Good luck. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I just pulled the tire out and now it's really a lot easier to get to.
Are you kidding me? Okay, well, learn something new every day, I guess. Okay, well that makes a lot more sense. Okay.
So now, this is free. This comes off. Yeah, this wheel is a mess.
Yeah, I think we're gonna need to...
Probably get a new wheel.
Yeah, because that's pretty gnarly there. But success in figuring out how to take it off once we do get the new wheel in.
Do you want to hook this back in without the wheel?
I think we would just need to crank it up for now.
Okay, let's do that then.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not gonna say it was easy, but it was really not as bad as I thought it could be for how, whatever.
So now that we got the spare wheel mechanism back up again, we're packing up our driveway so that way we can drive our van to go get its new tires. So we just got back from the Mavis tire place nearby and now have our new tires on that we're super excited about. So they were actually pretty helpful there. They said that our spare is actually still able to work and that it just doesn't look pretty, but structurally it's fine, which I feel like is kind of a theme in some of our van builds parts, so it's fine. But yeah, now we still have a lot more work to do with our tires. Our fancy rims were on our snow tires, and obviously the ones that we have on now aren't anything spectacular. So while we were killing time and waiting for the new tires to be able to be put on, we went to a hardware store and got these fancy black ones.
We also got some cleaning stuff, so we are going to try and get as much of the rust corrosion off of the spare as possible and see if we can seal it up a little bit. It doesn't need to be pretty because it's never going to be on the car, hopefully. Fingers crossed. And then we got some other stuff to clean up the wheels because they've been in storage, so we just want to make sure everything is ready to go because we're hopefully going to be putting some miles on them soon. So we just have to spray them down and let them sit for a couple minutes. And then we should just be able to wipe them off.
We totally should have cleaned the wheels before we went and took them to get new tires on, but
we were running late.
as per usual. After a lot of scrubbing, we were able to get off a lot of the surface rust, and it's still pretty corroded, but it looks a lot better than it did, and this is our spare, so I'm pretty happy that, again, we were able to salvage it, because when Mike and I saw the condition, we were like, oh no, is this even going to be drivable? But again, they told us that it was safe to drive on if we have to use it, and that there's nothing wrong with it, so I'm pretty happy with how well it cleaned up.
So we got the same tire on this one as we have with all of the other ones, and it's worth noting with the Transit Connect, we actually had to go with an XL tire for the load rating because the back has to be at 50 PSI compared to like 35 for the front. So we actually needed a special tire for the van.
But now we need to figure out how to get that back underneath there.
So we're gonna drop all of the stuff down that we need to mount it again and then hook it up and get it up there.
This is the part that fits into the tire, and then this sits on top of it, and this is what actually pulls it up and down. But now we need to figure out how to attach that back to the tire.
This piece is what sits into the middle of the wheel, and then this goes through one of the lug nut holes. So, okay, so just like that. Make sure it doesn't go anywhere. That's in there, and then this one just hooks back in.
Okay, got it.
Nice. There it goes.
Is it working?
Yeah, it's going.
It feels pretty snug.
Yeah, I mean, it's up and under for sure. No, that looks good.
Learned something new today. Now we just gotta put our equipment away back into our shelf and put on our fancy new hubcaps. Ooh, fancy. We were thinking of reusing our old ones, but one of our old ones is actually cracked and is missing a big chunk of it. We were just gonna spray paint them and make them look better than they were, but we decided just to upgrade because there's no way of salvaging one of the 4, so we decided to upgrade. Do you know how to install these?
Yeah. Boom. Ta-da. I think that's cool.
Does that look weird?
No, it looks fine. Like, I like that it's like not super over the top, but it's still fun. I like them.
I don't know yet.
I think they're cool. Ha, don't need a rubber mallet. There we go. Snug fit. Last one. Alright. Goes there. And it's in.
Woo! Okay, after seeing them on all of them, it looks better.
Are you just saying that because we already bought them and put them on?
I plead the fifth. I think it looks better.
Yeah.
I do like them.
I honestly do like that it's more like kind of color matching with the accents and stuff.
Yeah.
So it kind of keeps it thematic.
So we're wrapping up cleaning and putting away all of the supplies and everything that's scattered around our driveway at the moment and getting ready to call it a day. A very successful day, might I add. I'm feeling pretty good that we got a lot accomplished with our tires and I'm really excited to see where they take us.
So we switched off our snow tires and put on our all-season tires that we use for the summer. That, just as a safety thing, is really nice. But the other exciting news is we got in the package that we were waiting for. So this came all the way from the UK.
Thanks to you all for letting us know that these were even available elsewhere, because in the one video where we discussed 5 things that we didn't really like about our van, one of them was our side mirrors. So thanks to you all, we were informed that in the UK you actually have bigger side mirrors for the transit vans. A quick eBay shop later and we got 2 of them that we're going to attempt to install next week.
We're excited. I think we ran out of daylight today, but this is definitely going to be something that we are just over the moon about.
So one project down today, next one to go.
Yeah.
We'll see you then.
I'm living